Hello everyone, welcome to HR Trends. Today I'm going to discuss a topic which is how to build a successful company culture in remote environments. Remote companies are successful today because they hire talented people from anywhere in the world. They save money on office space and other expenses. Employees enjoy better work-life balance and flexibility, which boosts productivity. Modern tools make communication and teamwork easy. Overall, remote work helps companies grow faster and stay competitive. Please subscribe to our channel for latest updated videos of HR trainings. Please press the bell icon for the latest notifications of HR videos. Thank you. Let's discuss that what is company culture. An organization's culture defines the proper way to behave within the organization. The way an organization defines its culture make each company unique. Here are some items you might want to define as you create your organization's culture. Company values, how employees show up and what you expect of them. Community ties and how your business shows up for that community. The vendors you decide to do business with. Organizational best practices and goals. Defining a company culture takes effort and thought work, but your team will be rewarded for creating an experience your employees love. Why company culture matters. Culture is everywhere. You are creating a company culture even if you don't do it on purpose. For example, check your company reviews on Glassdoor. You already have a reputation in your industry, even if you didn't plan it. As a business leader, you should actively participate in shaping your company's culture. If you start now, you can create something to be proud of. If you don't, your company culture may grow in a direction you didn't want. By taking the initiative, you can put all the pieces together. Watch this video to understand the different parts of culture and how you can impact them through outstanding leadership. Transform company culture to a remote environment. Remote work is not very different from working in an office. First, if you haven't been paying attention to your company culture, talk to your team today. Ask them what they feel is missing and what could make remote work better for them. What support do they need from managers and leaders to do well? Second, start using new rules to steps to fix the remote work problems you have been ignoring. Make sure everyone understands these changes and how they will help. Let them know how they can benefit from the new culture you are creating. Lastly, keep trying new things and making changes. Remote work culture is always growing and changing. You need to keep improving it, ask your employees for feedback, and make sure their needs are being met. Many teams have found it hard to build a strong culture while working remotely. Some leaders still think the way they did before COVID-19 or are waiting for everyone to come back to the office. But COVID-19 has shown us that things may not go back to the old way soon. It's important to build a strong remote culture now so you can keep up with work needs and stop your best employees from leaving. A strong company culture begins when you hire and welcome new team members. If you want to build a solid culture, focus on these early steps in your employees' journey. Here are some basic ways to improve remote hiring and onboarding. The first one is understand your employer brand. Create an employee portal for new hires. Recognize your employer brand. When people think about your company, what do they imagine? What do they say about you when you're not there? A strong employer brand helps you build a great culture that keeps your best employees with you. Visit websites like Glassdoor and Indeed where employees leave reviews about your company. Job seekers often check these sites before applying. What kind of feedback are you getting? Is it honest? What can you do to improve how people see your company? We don't suggest communicating or picking fights over bad feedback. If the input is untrue, report it. If not, make necessary changing that build your reputation as an employer. Over time, you should see a shift in employees' reviews from these changes. Create an employee portal for new hires. To create an employee portal for remote hiring, define its purpose. Onboarding and guiding new hires. Choose a platform such as Bamboo HR, Zoho People, or build a custom portal. Design sections for welcome messages, HR policies, contracts, and onboarding checklists. Include document upload tools, e-signature integration, and task tracking features. Add training materials, orientation schedules, and company culture resources. Integrate communication tools like chat, video links, and help desk support. Ensure data privacy with secure login and user role access. Test with a small group before full rollout. Benefits of Employee Portal include centralized access to onboarding resources, faster and paperless hiring process, consistent communication and support, better engagement and smoother integration, stronger employer branding for remote teams. Remote communication strategies. When working from home, communication can feel disconnected. You miss the small talks like saying hello in the hallway or chatting before a meeting, but there are ways to make communication better when working remotely. We will talk about these remote communication tips soon. Understand communication rules. First, you need to set clear communication rules for your remote team. Here are some things to think about. Which tool should be used for each type of message? Which tool does each person like to use the most? How quickly should team members reply to messages? How late is it okay to send messages to each other? What time should your team be ready to take customer calls? It's important that everyone understand these rules and that they are shared in a place where the whole team can easily see them. This will help your remote team communicate better. Use asynchronous communication policies. When you first start working remotely, It can be hard to know when people are talking or sharing updates. That's why your company should use a communication style called asynchronous. This means employee can send and reply to messages at a time that works best for them. Make rules for engagement for remote communication methods. Once you have set your communication rules, you should choose the way your team will communicate. A good communication system helps everyone stay connected across different tools and devices. Make it clear what kind of messages should come from leaders and what team members should share with each other. Also explain when to use each communication method. Here are some common tools. Email for newsletters and private messages, Slack for quick team chats, video calls using Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, in-app notifications for reminders inside work tools, company podcasts for updates and messages from leadership. All different types of meetings with your team. Meetings are an important part of daily work in any company. It's easy to feel tired from too many Zoom calls, but a well-planned meeting can still be very useful. For remote teams, two types of meetings are very important: weekly team meetings and one-on-one meetings between managers and their team members. Regular personal meetings help keep communication open and make sure everyone feels listened to. Sticking to a regular meeting schedule might feel overwhelming, but it's important. Being there for your team can make a big difference. Handle conflicts in a positive and respectful way. No matter how much we are trying to avoid it, conflict is a natural part of working with others, but it doesn't have to cause big problems in the workplace. It's important to deal with conflict quickly and not ignore anyone's feelings. If you wait too long, it can be harder to fix. You can solve many conflicts through a phone call, live chat, or even email. Remote communication is easy to use, but employees need to know when to switch to different way of talking. For example, it's hard to understand someone's tone in an email. If you or someone on your team feels confused or misunderstood, it's a sign to change how you are communicating. Remote alignment strategies. Alignment means bringing people or teams together to work toward the same goal. When your company is aligned, your employees understand and support the company's goals. This can be harder to achieve when your team is spread across different cities or countries. The following are the basic steps of remote alignment strategies. Ask before task assignment, concentration on company values, define the company's mission, make sure that your org chart is according to your requirements, reconsider company objectives. Ask before task assignment. Are you making sure someone agrees before you give them a task? Delegating work is important for success, but if it's not done well, it can cause problems like missed deadlines and unfinished work. When you assign a task, make sure the other person clearly says yes to it. If they haven't agreed, the task is still your responsibility. Concentration on company values. When the things feel scattered, your company's core values are what bring everyone together. When your team follows the same values, you can achieve more than you expected. One of the best ways to make these values part of your culture is to connect them with the employee recognition. Make your values more visible. While working remotely, take time to create or review your company values. Share them often and make them part of your team's goal. Define the company's mission. Defining the company's mission is crucial in a remote working environment because it gives employees a clear sense of purpose and direction even when they are physically disconnected. A well communicated mission helps unify teams, motivates employees, and reminds them how their work contributes to a larger goal. In remote settings, where engagement and alignment can easily fade, the mission acts as a guiding light. It fosters a shared identity and strengthens culture across locations. To support your company's mission, leaders should talk about it often through online meetings, onboarding, and internal tools. Connect the mission to daily work, goals, and decisions to keep it meaningful. You can also add visual reminders in digital spaces. Talk with your team about the purpose behind your work and praise employees who follow the mission. In short, a clear and active mission helps remote teams stay united, focused, and motivated. Make sure that your org chart is according to your requirements. In an office, it's easy to see who the leaders are. Some people have bigger rooms or special spaces, but with remote work, it's a good idea to ask if your team structure still makes sense. Remote teams are creating a new kind of leadership where everyone feels included and can take the lead when needed. Sharing leadership roles with more team members helps them feel trusted and responsible. This may be different from traditional team setups, but it gives everyone a clear role and purpose. Reconsider company objectives. One good way to stay connected as a remote team is to regularly review your company's goals together. Being open and honest helps build trust and shows strong leadership. When the pandemic started, many companies had to change their plans. Some goals from a few years ago no longer work or fit with where the company is headed now. It's important to take time as a team to make sure everyone understands and agrees on the company's future direction. Remote employee experience strategies. Remote employee experience strategies are structured approaches designed to enhance engagement, productivity, and well being for employees working virtually. These strategies focus on creating a seamless digital work environment through clear communication, accessible tools, and collaborative platforms. Key elements include regular virtual check-ins, performance recognition, flexible scheduling, and personalized learning opportunities. Companies also prioritize mental health support, virtual team building activities, and inclusive practices to foster a sense of belonging by ensuring that remote employee feels connected, supported, and valued. Organizations can maintain high morale, reduce turnover, and build a strong virtual work culture. Methods to appreciate remote team members. Now let's talk about how to say thank you and show appreciation to your team when everyone is working remotely. When your team is spread across different parts of the world, you can't give a quick high five or pat on the back. But don't worry, there are still many good ways to appreciate your team online. We will discuss the below mentioned points shortly, that why recognition is so important. Set a routine to recognize team members. Why recognition is so important. First, it's important to understand why saying thank you matters when your team is working from home. Since remote employees don't get in-person feedback, it can be hard for them to know if they are doing well. That's why you should make an extra effort to recognize their good work online. When did you last say something nice to a teammate working remotely? If you can't remember, it's a sign that you need to improve how you show appreciation to your team. Set a routine to recognize team members. One of the best ways to show appreciation to remote team members is to do it regularly. You can decide to say something kind to your team once a week or every day. What matters most is sticking to your plan and making sure you give praise often and consistently. Remote rewards. Saying thank you is great, but sometimes you also need to give rewards to keep your employees happy. Giving rewards in a remote company might seem hard, but it's actually easier than it looks. Some of the reward strategies are physical gifts. Do not spend too much on giving rewards. Physical gifts. Everyone is different when it comes to how they feel appreciated. Some team members may feel motivated when you simply say, "Great job," or "I appreciate your work." These people enjoy words of affirmation. However, other employees might feel more valued when they receive a gift like a thank you card or a treat or a small token of appreciation. This is called gift-based love language. In a team, it's important to recognize people in different ways. When you use both verbal praise and physical rewards, you can connect with more people and show each of them that their efforts are seen and appreciated. This approach builds stronger relationships, improves morale, and helps create a more positive and motivated work environment, especially in remote or diverse teams. Do not spend too much on giving rewards. It doesn't matter if your company is big or small. Sometimes the cost of giving rewards can feel like too much. But don't worry, your employees usually don't expect expensive gifts. Most people appreciate a reward that shows you care, even if it only costs $30. A small, meaningful gift can make just as much impact as something much more expensive. What matters is the thought and effort behind the reward. So take your time when choosing a reward and try to pick something that matches person's likes, interests, or personality. When rewards feel personal, they help build trust and strengthen relationships with your team. When your employees work from home or other locations, it can be hard to keep everyone connected and engaged. It's more than just sending emails or holding Zoom calls. You need to put in real effort to make them feel like they are part of the team. In this video, I have discussed useful ways to create a stronger remote work experience. But remember, change doesn't happen instantly. If you try to do everything at once, your employees may feel overwhelmed or unsure. So, it's better to make small, thoughtful changes over time. For example, you might start by improving communication, then later add new ways to recognize or support employees. Each small step helps create a better work environment without adding pressure. The key is to stay consistent, listen to your team's needs, and improve gradually. That way, remote employees feel more connected, supported, and motivated. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you will like it. Please subscribe to our channel and like my video. Please give your valuable feedback so that we will improve our videos in the future. If you want us to make a video on a specific HR or management topic, then please slide it in the comments. Thank you very much and stay blessed.